1 year and 4 months. That is how long it took me to get to this exact length since shaving it off completely. I think on my channel, I try to always be optimistic and positive about every single transformation that I do, something that you guys give me a ton of grief about. So this video, I'm gonna be super honest and human and admit to everything that I felt. And the first one of those being that it takes a very long time to grow out a buzz cut. I know I vouch for it a bunch of times, and I always recommend you try short haircuts and buzz cuts. It took a long time to get it to this length, and I'm not going to lie, it's been interesting. I know you're cordless. Today I'm gonna shave it for the very, very last time. Because this year has been the most humbling year ever for me personally, I want to share every single thing that I've learned in the hopes that next year I'll feel like I had a slightly better year. I can compare and contrast. I learned that running a business is hard. Everyone knows it's hard. Everyone knows it's hard, but it's humbling. Humbling. If you're someone who, for the most part, worked entirely solo, you're going to find working with people extremely difficult. I heard this phrase, someone told me this phrase, that the hardest thing about working is working with people, and I thought that that is a load of crap, because people are what make things happen. Like, genuinely, things wouldn't have nearly as much merit if people didn't have an impact on them. Just the same way that people are used to make things like 10 times better, because people can do that for you. They can make things 10 times worse for you. I believe it. I believe that the hardest thing about working is working with people. A challenge I need to work on. You can take life seriously, or you can take life not seriously. In both instances, things will go wrong. Last year, I took life super kind of free. I lived by no one's rules but myself, and I had a good time, but things went wrong. And so this year, I said I'll play by other people's rules, and I'll take things seriously, and I'll do everything that every adult ever told you to do. And things will still go bad. I don't know how many things went wrong this year, but anything that could go wrong went wrong. Heartbreak will absolutely fuck up your day and week and month, and you will find it very difficult to work and very difficult to find joy in your work. Every romance novel ever told you that, of course, and it told me that, but it's still interesting to experience in person. Starting your own business from scratch, or any particular project, will make you hate ever picking up the hobby or the idea. You will never experience regret quite like that. You won't regret the actual project or the idea, or you won't regret starting it, but you regret not knowing more, which sounds so loaded to say, because how can you know until you know? But still, you wish you knew more. You wish you knew better. You wish you went with this person instead of that. You wish you knew to launch during this period instead of that. You wish you knew how expensive everything will be, not in terms of just money, but in terms of resources. Starting anything from scratch will rid you of your money, your time, your effort, your mental stability, your social skills. It will take everything from you, because it's nothing yet. It's like raising a baby. For the first 2 years, it's not gonna give you too much satisfaction. It'll make you cry, because it's crying, and you'll have to nurture it. And unlike a baby, it will feel really easy to just give up. So easy. It's like everything in your body is telling you to just give up, stop. In my case, it was my business. It was my brand. It was something that took me for a fun ride. I have learned that despite how many nights you go to bed crying, somehow the next morning fixes it. You go to bed, cry yourself to sleep or whatever. That was my particular hobby. The next morning you wake up and you find the strength in you to try again. I have no idea where it comes from. Do not underestimate sleep. Do not sleep on sleep. It does wonders for you, and it somehow gives you the strength to just say, fuck it, I'll try it again. And you'll cry again, and then you'll do it again the next day. I have learned that your definition of success and other people's definition of success rarely are the same thing, whichever way you want to look at it. I have learned that I am an introvert, and I'm proud. I spent the entirety of this year trying to be someone who's not me, often resulting in me being very unkind to myself. I'm done with it. I am not social. I am not extroverted. I am not loud. I'm not even friendly until you become my friend. I'm not talkative. I'm not inviting. Not gonna do your hair for free, no matter how much you ask. Unless you are my friend, then I will do it. I do not want to share my opinion. I don't think my opinion has any point in being in the conversation that has nothing to do with me. I have learned that people will try to take advantage of you and only ever have intentions for themselves. That's fairly obvious, obviously, but I learned it this year. Like I really fucking learned it. And the tea that I have on some of the brands that you know and love that upset me this year because of how they attempted to work with me. And I get it. I'm here to make money. You're there to make money. A lot of the times when you're able to kind of combine them, that's when you're able to make most money. And so I don't understand why at every single point you want to undermine the other person. I get it. I'm new. I'm not a shark. I'm a baby tadpole, okay? You can eat me at any point. Maybe one day I'll share it. I've learned that sometimes friendships end, and it's okay. Really, it's absolutely fine. People grow and develop completely differently to you. Sometimes you're lucky that as they grow with you. And sometimes they grow apart from you. And that's fine. Literally, that's absolutely fine. But it's super beneficial for you to know when that's happening. I feel like I'm slowly reverting back to myself, which I feel like this entire year I've not been me. You guys noticed it. You guys were absolutely blatantly honest with you telling me like, we miss the old Stella, we miss the old Stella. I get it. You didn't have to be mean about it. I read your comments. I get it. If I'm putting myself out onto the internet, it's only fair that you guys are able to comment on it. I mean, I don't get why I get to come on here and share my opinions and everything and claim it to be gospel and you guys don't. So I get it. Share your opinions. Love to hear it. But sometimes you tend to maybe forget that I'm a human being who reads your comments. Not someone with a iron wall. I do not have thick skin. I will feel everything and I will take everything personally. And I do take everything personally. That's just my 2 cents on my part. Otherwise, you guys left some very nice constructive criticism, which I do appreciate. Even for my brand, I've learned that if you don't know everything, it does benefit you to learn from others who have failed themselves and learned through it. And I think that that's one of the best things ever. I have learned that if you can get your help from your friends, it's 10 times better than hiring it, because probably even if you pay good money for it, it'll still not be what you're looking for. I learned that this year. Mental health, important, very important. I have learned that hair is fluid and it doesn't tend to always follow a rule book. And in the words of my absolute favorite hairstylist, Guy Tang, that very often there will be paranormal hairtivity, which means that very often hair will not behave how you'd expect it. Exhibit A. This doesn't look straight at all. You're gonna roast me in the comments. All right, let's go. Hair just curls. It doesn't behave the way you'd expect it. That's why I love it. It's always gonna keep you on your toes. Ooh, ooh. We can cut literally, you think you should cut this. I get it, I want to as well. But then you brush it out and it's... Ooh, did I cut off too much? Depends how you bloody look at it. I learned that sometimes when you want some things to succeed, you need a fresh start. I had a wild, confusing, long year, but I learned a lot. I learned that I didn't really like who I was, and so from now on I am exclusively Stella. Bold, colorful, do not do things by the book, no longer an influencer. I'm not here to influence you. What you do, well, that's fine. I'm gonna do what I do, and that means that I'm gonna continue to experiment, continue to do weird shit to my hair for the simple reason that I love to do it. I want to know what happens. What happens if? That is my favorite sentence. What happens if I dye my hair black with a brush? It's gonna look muddy. I know that now. Did I know it before? No. What happens if I dye my hair with henna? It'll look fucking amazing. I know that now. What happens if I put 20-inch extensions onto 4-inch hair? The end result, it's not gonna blend. It's just not gonna, it's gonna look weird and you're gonna get shit for it. But if you cut it into a bob, it's gonna look fucking cute. It actually look really sick. I kind of highly encourage that. What happens if you launch a $54 hairbrush? Some people are gonna flip shit, but many are gonna love it. Many did love it. I love you for that. It is the one thing that I will take away with a great deal of pride, is that of all the people who ever purchased anything from me, anything with my name attached to it, I am incredibly proud that I've never gotten a negative review. The one thing I'm proud of. Like, I didn't sell many and I did not become rich this year, but of everything that happened, the one thing that I'm so happy about is that any single person who bought any one of my 3 brushes, every single person left a 5-star review. I'm not lying when I say that. You can visit my website, you know, but it's the one thing I will hold with immense pride and joy, and I will walk away with it with a lot of love in me. That's it. That's what I've learned. I am eager to now take this knowledge into the new year with me, where I will live with zero because this year I was a people pleaser, mainly to what I thought people wanted to see, and I'm shit at acting and I'm shit at being someone who I'm not. So that's it. If you see me out, you can say hi. I would probably look at you like this because I'm introverted. If you buy anything from me and you don't like it, just know I am customer service. I am the one you're dealing with. So, which means that I will worry the out if there's something wrong with your product. So, you know, don't worry. If it doesn't arrive or if it's damaged, I'm covering your ass, don't worry. You're not being handed off to HR or anything. I want to travel more and I want to experiment more, and I'm looking forward to failing much more. And that's one thing I've learned this year. I am fine with failure. Look me in the eye and I'm ready for you, failure. Okay, well, that's it. This is the haircut. I'm so happy with it. I feel like I'm kind of back to normal since buzz cut Stella decided to shave her head off. Oh my god, what was she thinking? We've still obviously got this fun layering, but look, we've got shine, color, we've got dimension, we've got length, and to anyone who says that I don't have hair, shove it. I've got more hair than you. Look, I've got an entire ponytail here and that's just half my hair. Look at it. I've got hair for days, baby. This is a big to everyone who says that I damage my hair constantly. Okay, so be it. My damaged hair looks great. Thank you guys. You have been fantastic. You have been amazing. You have kept me on my toes. And I am looking forward to giving you more. If you didn't like what I did this year, you're gonna hate me next year. Okay, enjoy the end of the year, guys. I love you. I will see you next year. And I'm gonna dye my hair like 30 times more than I did this year. I don't even know how many times I dyed it. Okay, bye.